Welcome, everyone, to the Real Whovians cast, episode 908. I am your host, Matrix Lord 212, and I'm with Scott. What's up, Scott?
Greetings, everyone.
Mike D, what's up?
Shit.
What's up, Connor?
Shit.
All right. So, Mike D, what'd you think of the Doctor Who 2016 Christmas special, The Return of Dr. Mysterio?
I went into it kind of like the popular consensus I've heard on some of your casts from some of the folks here. I went into it not expecting too much, but I actually was entertained by it. And I'm not a big superhero genre fan. I mean, when it's done kind of goofy like that, but, you know, they made it to where it was at least a bit believable within the confines of the Doctor Who universe. But, and what they were going for, I got a little bit more appreciation of once I realized that they were kind of paying homage to Christopher Reeve and that sort of Superman from the 70s. Early 80s type deal, but I thought it was good. Capaldi came through like he always does, and the previous production of the season looks really good. So I know that we get kind of light, fluffy stuff usually for Christmas, so I'm not expecting it's going to really carry over to the season.
Did you like how he tried to solve the Big Angel situation where he can't travel to New York with that device that was supposed to fix the time distortions?
I must have been doing something when that came up on the screen because I didn't catch that. I heard you reference that once before.
Yeah, it was in the very beginning. With that device that he had, he wants
It looks like a Christmas tree.
He wants to fix it where he could travel throughout time in New York, and whatever reason, I guess he couldn't. But then I guess off camera it was fixed because that's what the whole purpose of that gemstone was, to power that device. And now that the TARDIS was landing all over the place in New York, that Nardo must have found another stone wherever he went, and then they used it to create that device. So now the door is open. There's no more excuses if he wanted to go save Aunt Rory, and he could also travel anywhere in New York without any restrictions. So that was a good. It was quick, but it was a good way to solve one of the mysteries. Now we got 101 more to go, so we'll see what Moffat does.
Is Moffat going to do the Christmas this coming year?
Yes.
Could that be a possible storyline?
Could be. It could be. Maybe because it's his last episode, maybe he'll get Matt Smith back. Maybe it'll be the Amy and Rory thing. Maybe it could be Clara. But then again,
wasn't Captain Jack supposed to appear in a Christmas Adventure or something like that?
Yeah, I don't know what happened with that actually, because that's. And I guess he got bad news, John Barrowman, because I thought he was trying to revive Torchwood, and then we heard nothing about it. So, even that Pro Mackey thing was promoting Captain Jack, and I thought that was really going to happen, but it didn't. So, I don't know.
I've been quite out of the loop with news about Doctor Who recently. Is there any confirmation whether 2017's Capaldi's last year?
Well, he hasn't made a decision.
I hope he stays, honestly.
Yeah, we all do.
I thought he said he was going to stay through Chibnall's first.
Well, I mean, I thought so too, but then it came out he didn't, right, Connor? He still wasn't made his mind up?
He's not made his mind up, but I think he has.
He's going to stay, I think.
They've just lectured him to delay it because they'll want to do it when the series is finished.
I'm pretty sure that he's going to stay.
Yeah,
I hope he stays.
Like in the last week that said something about him wanting to stay on for a long time.
I think he has till, because Moffat has to write the Christmas special, and he has to write it where he regenerates, so he can know, I mean, within the next month or so, what Capaldi's plans are, or else he has to do a regeneration story. So, I mean, not that Moffat hasn't wrote on the fly before, but, you know, so far he's going to stay, I think. The only question is, I think Chibnall wants his own companions, like fresh, clean slate. But then we're hearing reports that they're going to ask Promeka to stay too, so I don't know.
Well, we all know how I feel about companions. They need to start pulling people from eras before the show returned. Because it's getting real old, the fact they constantly want to go with modern day.
I think they need to throw in a different dynamic, because now it's just getting boring. It's always a girl from either London or somewhere in the surrounding area, with the exception of Clara, because she was from Blackpool. it's always the same thing, going off with the Doctor, staying for a few years. They have this little arc where she can't see the Doctor ever again, and then boom, it's gone. I think they need to throw in a new dynamic, and I think they are doing that with Matt Lucas' character. But
He's an alien. That's kind of crazy now. We got our wish. We got an alien companion, but not exactly what we were expecting. He was a human, I think, last year, but whatever.
I mean, if it's even having the Doctor in someone like K9 or another android, that'd be good, because it's getting old now. The same
that's
thing.
what I've always said. That's what I've been saying is they need to get a companion from an era before the series returned. And Joe and myself and a lot of others have been discussing how they need to get away from Earth. I can grant it, if they want to do a historical adventure, fine, go with Earth. But in the future tense, we need to get off Earth.
Wasn't there a companion, I can't remember, who was from the Victorian era at one point?
With Victoria, but...
Yeah, but not from...
Jamie was from the Victorian era.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the new series.
Yeah.
I mean, Turlo was technically an alien.
Yeah.
And Katrina from the first Doctor's era was from Greek.
Yeah.
So, maybe Chibnall is going to be off-world.
Please.
That's the whole point. I mean,
please let him be more off-world.
We don't need to go to Earth for a while.
And even if it's a cameo, bring back old monsters and villains other than Cybermen and Daleks.
You know, they could do it. Moffat could do a storyline for the finale where Unit builds the thing around the Earth where the TARDIS can't land, and then he's stuck, and then he has to do Alien Worlds or something. You know?
Well, what Scott just said there about the aliens, they're bringing back the Movellans.
Yes, I saw that.
Absolutely nowhere. Like, I've not ever heard about any rumor about a Movellan return.
Mm.
And now they're doing that. So,
yeah, somebody was doing a
if you freeze frame
of the trailer, and I didn't
frame it, you see them. If you freeze frame it, you see them.
Yeah.
You get on your mobile device, you play the YouTube thing, and you hit pause. Yeah. There they are.
Aren't they bringing the macro back?
I don't know about that.
I thought I read something about that because they talked about the Movellans also.
Hmm.
Working on what Joe just said about Moffat writing a finale where Unit blocked the Doctor, I think it'd be a good storyline if they did something where Unit was infiltrated and they built a mechanism or something which kept the TARDIS from landing on Earth.
Like that race that just infiltrated Unit.
Yeah.
You utilized the technology and then...
Yeah. The companion has no contact with the Doctor and is having to work her way or his way up in Unit or infiltrate Unit again to restore it and get the Doctor back.
Hmm.
Because I suppose... I'm not too sure.
Well, even if they did that, he could travel back in time before they built it.
Yeah.
And then get in there. It's like...
You never know. They could do a sort of...
You can't travel through a time period, like just block.
Yeah, where he just has to go between different planets in his current period.
But then it would kind of affect all the other Doctors from landing.
Why don't they do a story like where Unit has to work with the Master and Missy, the Master, and she has them convinced that it would be against their best interest to have the Doctor come to Earth for some reason, and he's trying to go there. So they kind of they role reverse the Master and the Doctor. Would be
how about the Master against the Doctor?
Yeah,
that'd be pretty.
Something that, like, put in like a kind of a moral quandary there that's going on, where you're not really sure if the Doctor really is on the side of right with what he's doing.
Right.
It could have a negative outcome. But the Doctor's doing it for a purpose of saving maybe like some sort of alien race for some reason, so he has to go to Earth to retrieve something. But meanwhile, Missy's kind of talked to Unit and has them convinced, maybe solidly so, that it would be against Earth's best interest because of a possible outcome that could occur with the Doctor coming back for some reason. It'd be interesting to see them at odds with each other.
Well, if you created a situation that was reminiscent of the Christmas invasion, but where UNIT was aware that, like what he did to the what do you call it, the Prime Minister, right? That he made her unfit for office, but that UNIT gets pissed off that the Doctor stopped them from shooting down a race or something. That would be something that would be cool. That could go into another episode, and they could say we can't have this, you know. So I'd be looking forward to see that, and especially the Minister of War too. Maybe they could tie that with that character, whoever he or she is. You know, maybe the Minister of War is a future version of Capaldi or something.
Well, you know, talking about what Scott said about bringing in past companions, you could have like Tegan come back because she still remembers the Doctor as having chaos surrounding him and violence.
Yeah.
She could have a real problem with the bad taste left with her of being with the Doctor with all the violence that surrounds him and chaos and stuff. And you could have her incorporated into a story or a story arc of a couple of episodes where she's at odds with the Doctor still over her leaving. And there's a problem there where she hasn't forgotten about, you know, this guy's dangerous.
Right.
You know,
I had wrote a treatment for like her to return because I thought that would be great. She's one of my favorite characters too from back in the day. And I had her with like Missy, and I thought that would be interesting if she encountered Missy because she basically beat the crap out of the Master for her. So I figured that would be pretty cool if you know, she'd be dealing with Missy. But they could have a couple of story arc with her returning, maybe for 3 block or three episodes, and Amara return for the third time.
They could introduce her in such a way to where they find not a shoplifter, a pickpocket had stolen her purse, and he finds it laying open, and looks at the thing and go, oh.
I can just imagine.
I make a crack about, oh, what's the matter? Was she all legs or something like that?
I can just imagine how you play off her, like both of them with each other. She'd probably like be pretty funny, I think. But Moffat doesn't go backwards, so we're never going to see Susan return with Capaldi or Ian Chesterton.
We need to do that soon while she's still alive.
Moffat won't. Moffat won't.
Well, don't worry. She was referenced in Class.
Mm.
Oh, I've not watched. I only watched episode 1 of Class.
Your favorite show, Connor?
That pile of fucking shit.
Was it good?
Did you see that, Mikey?
no.
Yeah.
It's a pile of shit. Do not watch it.
I've heard it's like a proper.
It's a Doctor Who spinoff. What are you talking about?
Like a proper regime runner, if you know what I mean. Russell T Davies stuff going on down in there. We had his
all the
personal
sex. Yeah, there's a lot of sex that makes no sense. It's just there for the purpose of showing sex.
I don't like that. You know what I mean? Honestly, if it doesn't add something to the story, what's the point adding it?
I told Connor, Connor Farley, I would never look at rocks again.
I don't watch. It feels to me like they're trying to encourage us to get excited about sex.
It was almost like a soft-core movie.
Yeah,
Like they know what teenagers do.
Like I can get excited about sex without watching it on TV. You know, it's a
Doctor Who spinoff.
Well,
yeah, in a Doctor Who spin-off. I mean, come on.
Which is not really a Doctor Who spinoff. It's just he appeared in one episode, and it's like, oh yeah, all right.
I honestly think when that heavily sex scene from the last Torchwood movie, last Torchwood series, that's what really destroyed everybody's taste.
Not to spoil everything, but Mike D, are you going to watch it or no?
No.
Okay, well, the Weeping Angels appear in the last episode of Class. And they break the teacher's neck, I guess. And
Are they having sex with the Weeping Angels?
no, the Weeping Angels are going to be supposedly it's supposed to leak into Series 10, and they're supposed to be a big threat, I guess. But
Cult of Angels.
It's just unnecessary, to be honest.
yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. Mike has a good point because judging by the acting of some of those fucking teenagers, you could accuse them of having sex with a weeping angel, because they're like statues.
Well, one of
Except
the
women.
quotes I didn't like from Class was "Holy Mother of Kanye," and that kind of annoyed me.
You thought it was going to be, I mean, I still hope that there's a second season so he could fix things. And
they need to do something with an old companion, not bringing new people. Like Joe Grant's still knocking about. They had a thing in the Sarah Jane Adventures where Joe Grant came back and she was with a grandson and they travelled the world together. They could have a thing.
They're utilizing her in the audios. I mean, she's teaming up with Osgood and Kate Stewart and Unix and
I don't follow the audios, if I'm truly honest. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if the audios are canon, so there's no
that's
point.
the thing. I mean, we don't know. River is with the 6th and 7th Doctor at the moment, so
you could have another episode
Fall River.
Like Capaldi reverts to how he was like post regeneration, where he had like a violent streak, and bring Perry back, and he could like choke her out, like Colin.
That was just weird. I don't like the 6th or the 7th Doctor. Full stop. I mean,
I like McCoy.
I tried watching the Twin Dilemma, and it got to the point, and he started strangling whatever she's called.
Perry.
It's unbearable to watch. I'm turning this off.
I couldn't watch it when I was little, and I'm like, oh.
I don't like Colin Baker, but I like Sylvester McCoy.
Sylvester McCoy, I love Sylvester.
He has redeeming factors about him.
I love Colin Baker's 6th Doctor. He gets shit on a lot. He's kind of like the Timothy Dalton from the Bond franchise of like the Doctors,
I think the most underrated Doctor is definitely Peter Davison. I thought he was great, honestly, but because of how long Tom Baker was the Doctor, he had that big legacy, and that's why I suppose he gets slated a lot.
Well, that's why it's the same applies for Christopher Eccleston, because he came before Tennant, and everyone remembers Tennant, and not.
Oh well, I'd say, judging Christopher Eccleston, if he'd have stayed on for longer, but he had his own reasons, and he's explained those reasons why.
And now he regrets it, because now he said it would have been nice to do another season or two.
He doesn't regret it because he's done recent interviews where he said he's glad he made the decision to leave.
Because I thought he made it recently. He regretted it, he said.
No, he did an interview on Good Morning Britain where he admitted, because it was anti-bullying week, and he was talking about how he'd turned into a bully when he was a child and how he'd learnt that was bad. And he was saying about Doctor Who, there was a situation, and it's obvious who it was. It was Russell T Davies and Matt Gatiss, probably.
Yeah, I know it's not.
And they had a little agenda, a gay agenda, apparently. I'm not trying to be homophobic, but
I know. Yeah,
they were forcing this agenda on Doctor Who, and that's why the episodes were kind of getting a bit questionable.
Yeah,
like when the Doctor kisses Mickey. I mean,
right?
He hates gay people, but don't make her already.
Yeah,
he's not even. We don't even know if he's got a sexuality, but don't try and force it on us. It's not the Doctor that we know.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I know. That's why he left. I know that was a reason. But then Moffat didn't make it any better because he would have came back with Moffat, but Moffat's like, yeah, you're going to be the one that kills everybody in the Time War, so no.
I liked her. Her was great.
Didn't Matt Smith kiss Rory or something one time?
Oh, that was odd, if I'm honest.
I don't like that. Was about.
Because when you look at the Doctors now, and they're all, well, they were, in quotations, pretty boys, you think, yeah, quite a while back you were this old man, now you're this. Like Matt Smith looked like he was out of One Direction or a reject, if I'm honest. As much as I liked Matt Smith, great, he does look like Harry Styles, Elephant Man mix-up.
I don't understand why he can't get roles, but everybody else does. But
because he can't act.
Oh. He's working at McDonald's now, flipping burgers or something.
He's in The Crown.
Monarchy agenda crap.
Yeah, he's killed the Queen because since then she's got this cold that is going to lead to her death, and we can all blame Matt Smith.
Oh yeah, I've heard about this cold, but we're not to worry. Yeah, that's what they told us about.
Yeah, but it's not to worry because she's only 90 odd. You know, she's got this very nasty cold. You know, it's not like she's
poor old Liz. About those Princess Diana satnavs at all? They tell you to keep going. Pretty good.
God damn.
Freaking David Tennant's gonna be Scrooge McDuck, DuckTales,
Oh, I heard that one.
the
I saw it.
voice. How do you go from the Doctor to Kilgrave, and now you're Scrooge McDuck, a DuckTales?
Well, he's
They
very
just
good.
released the trailer for Broadchurch.
Yeah, he's doing that to the final season. Yeah,
So
I guess Disney wanted to keep David Tennant around in some capacity. I mean, Disney is, with the Marvel movies, and they do have DuckTales, so
If he gets snatched up by those Marvel movies, I won't be happy.
he's already in a Marvel. He was in Jessica Jones.
Oh, Jessica Jones. Jesus, don't talk to me about that.
That's Marvel.
Yeah.
I know it's Marvel, but
That was the best line ever. Don't blink. He was telling them. That was the greatest line, man. He did so many Doctor Who stuff in there, but like an evil, maniacal way.
I wasn't.
I love that.
I watched the first episode of Jessica Jones, and
He
it was
was
honestly
great.
boring.
No, he was great, dude. You gotta watch him,
He was
man.
excellent.
I
I love the fact that
Oh
they did
God,
not
he's like,
do
it's like the master, man. It's like him being the master, just fucking controlling people and like screwing people. It's great.
And there's no other characters in history that does that.
No, but I mean, he was
It's
amazing.
directly the master.
He was amazing that way.
He's probably. I know he's a great actor, but I just don't like the show. I mean, the actress playing Jessica Jones, well, she can't act.
I love her, man. She's great.
I
You don't like her? She's gonna be great in the Defenders, and they should get another season now too.
I'll watch The Defenders, but I'm not boring myself with 10 episodes of that garbage.
Wow. All right, back to Doctor Who.
I think it would have been interesting to see Cumberbatch as the master back before he's like too well known now, but it would have been kind of neat to see him maybe playing off Symth as the master.
what? Like, oh, as I meant like gay sex. So
They had this play. They had this play for charity that I don't know why nobody has a copy. They had, I think Moffat wrote it, where Matt Smith's doctor fought Moriarty in Sherlock.
Wow.
Okay, I thought that was about to say something.
And it was for charity, and they had people from James Bond in it, like Judi Dench and the guy that plays Q, right? And it was characters from Doctor Who and Sherlock mixed. But it was like a thing where, for charity, where I think Moffat wrote it, and the Doctor was facing off against Moriarty. But the Moriarty from Sherlock Cumberbatch.
it was a play.
Right.
They did some weird stuff with Moriarty and Sherlock.
It was a play for charity that only aired for like, I think it was only one night, right? Or was it a week or something?
I'm surprised I didn't see it all over the
But
internet.
nobody has a videotape of that?
Because if
Nobody?
you mix those two together, I mean, are you aware of what a ship is?
Yeah.
Where people, the most stupidest people on the planet, Tumblr, the Nazis, they make up little shit for characters. You've got John Locke. Like,
Oh, yeah, I know what you're saying.
I hate
that
that.
shit. Yeah, right. No, but this was real. This was real. They really had the actors play out parts in there. But I would like to see a videotape of that or something, or a YouTube video. Because that would have been something to see, though.
It would be interesting to watch, but I'm just not a fan of mixing, because they're two completely different things. People find it hard to believe, but they are two completely different things, and I don't think you can mix characters from Sherlock in with Doctor Who unless you do historical Sherlock.
See, the whole point is that at one point in time, they had an idea that Sherlock was going to mix with Doctor Who, but that was cut off because if you see the Blind Banker episode, supposedly Sherlock worked for units and was...
I watched that episode. I didn't see that.
They said something about he worked for units and he remembered a science officer or something like that he found interesting or something, and that was the end. That was all you heard of it. But then they ruined it because they said that they did the Snowman episode and Matt Smith was dressing like, Sherlock Holmes, and it was like and basically Vastra is modeled after Sherlock Holmes, so fictional characters. So there you go.
The Blind Banker.
Yeah. So, anywho, what'd you rate the Christmas special, Mike D? Number-wise.
For what it was trying to do, I thought it was good. but it was still kind of more of a minor episode. I think like a 6.
Now, what about Series 10, though, the trailer? What'd you think of that?
As I said before, it looks really good.
Yeah.
Bill looks like she'll be interesting.
What do you think the differences they did with Nardole now that he can fly the TARDIS and everything? He's an alien. I mean, are you okay with that? Or
I read some critiques about him being in that, and I again wasn't expecting much, but I went into it, and the more that I watched, I thought he was one of the stronger points of the actual episode. I kind of like how he was a bit detached in a quirky, weird alien way, but he was likable. Like the kind of relationship that he and the Doctor had, where it's kind of like the Doctor just kind of had him there as a distraction, like he pretty much said, that they alluded to is him being a distraction, and it just seemed he seemed kind of like almost like a pet that the Doctor was kind of keeping around, and he seemed like it was interesting when he was kind of, I think at the end there was a scene where he stepped in the room and was kind of explaining to the characters, something about the Doctor, and I thought that was interesting. Yeah, and he was like, "Okay, bye," and just,
he's like, "I'm going to make sure he's better or he's strong to deal with the situation, and I'm going to be a friend or something." And then, he's like, okay.
I was kind of half watching that episode. Like, I didn't get the explanation for why he ended up there.
Ended up where?
Ended up with the Doctor.
Oh, basically, River was sent off to the library, and he brought Nardole back, and Nardole said he brought him back. Basically, he was lonely because River went off to the library, and, but he brought him back anyway and reattached his head, and then he wound up just sticking with them and hanging out with them.
It's because basically the Doctor needed a companion, and he was on his own for so long. He got bored. He needed.
But he knew of Nardole for like 24 years that he was with River. I mean, so I guess they got used to each other as friends, where he felt comfortable with him flying the TARDIS around, I guess, and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, and it's clearly not the first adventure they've had because Nardole knows how to fly the TARDIS. So.
Because we mentioned that before.
So I think it's pretty dynamic that not every anybody can fly the TARDIS, but Nardole's an alien, so he could probably comprehend how to do it, I guess. Because if it was Clara, she'd be banging across every freaking galaxy and stuff. Who knows what she's doing?
I still say that she goes the route there where she turns out to be a cloister wraith. And
Moffat seems to know what's going on with Clara, because didn't he say that she's really causing a problem and having a big problem with the not knowing how to fly the TARDIS? So I'm sure he's going to be hopefully clearing that plot hole up before he leaves. So, or not, or maybe Chibnall.
Please, Chibnall.
Yeah.
Clear.
It'd be better if it's Chibnall. All right, guys. Thanks a lot. Oh, wait. I can't control my computer now. What happened?
Whoa. Mandela effect.
Yeah, no, Mandela effect. It won't let me end the podcast. Okay. Take care. Bye for now.